First at 4, 2 social workers are facing criminal charges. Prosecutors say they didn't do enough to protect a child whose mother is charged with murder. Also ahead, finding skin cancer. Could your smartphone be smarter than your dermatologist? Hi, Paula.
Hey, Kimberly. Okay, so what are all those hunters doing out there when they don't bag a deer? Well, I talked to a couple of them, and honestly, I got to tell you, I was surprised at their very candid answers.
Did not expect to see that. Sunshine out there in spots, but the temperature's only getting warmer. We'll tell you what to expect right now, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
We're following breaking news out of Oakland County, where a recommendation could remove a judge from the bench in a ruling by the Michigan Judicial Tenure Commission. Judge Lisa Corsica was facing a misconduct hearing for her handling of a bitter child custody case that made national headlines. Back in 2015, Corsica ordered 3 children to stay at a youth home after they refused to eat lunch with their father. Well, the commission ruled today Corsica committed misconduct by abusing her powers. They recommend she be suspended from office without pay for 30 days. The Michigan Supreme Court will accept or reject it. 2 social workers are facing charges this afternoon in the death of a 3-year-old Detroit boy. 24-year-old Elenia Brown and 47-year-old Kelly Williams are charged with involuntary manslaughter, child abuse, and neglect of duty. They were assigned to the case of Aaron Miner, whose body was found in a West Side Detroit apartment. Aaron's mother is facing murder charges. Prosecutors say Brown and Williams were aware the mother could not care for her son because of mental health issues. An attorney for one of the women calls the charges preposterous. Police in the city of Wayne have not yet identified a man found shot to death. Officers were called to a house this morning on John R. near Annapolis and Wayne roads. They found a man inside dead from a gunshot wound. No arrests have been made. Police describe the discovery as an isolated incident and say there is no danger to the public at this time. A boil water advisory has been lifted in Rochester Hills following a water main break Sunday in Troy. The city said samples came back showing no bacteria and normal chlorine levels. However, the advisory remains in effect for Troy until at least tomorrow night. The Great Lakes Water Authority says it might be the end of the week before the broken water main at South Boulevard near DeQuinder is fixed. Okay, so let's get you caught up on your forecast right now. Meteorologist Ben Bailey is here with that. Hi, Ben.
Kim, not too bad out there with temperatures at least normals this time of year, right around 50 degrees. We're above that in some places, pushing 60, 58 in Lapeer right now. We have seen these winds all over the place. They're calm at Ann Arbor, at 14-mile-an-hour breezes at Metro, and also 16-mile-an-hour winds out in Adrian right now. Chilly and calm tonight, but we're going to continue getting warmer through the week. Next shot of rain still not going to be until the weekend, so we'll see how high these temperatures get and if Saturday and Sunday is going to be a washout, all in a few minutes. Kim?
Okay, Ben, thank you. Some breaking news to tell you about now out of Georgia. In the past hour, a jury has just convicted Ross Harris of murder and the death of his son. Harris is the father accused of leaving his son to die in a hot car. Prosecutors argued Harris wanted to escape a life of family obligations. His attorneys called his son's death a terrible mistake. His little boy died back in 2014. The jury deliberated for several days before finding Harris guilty on all counts. Well, it seems President-elect Donald Trump's first televised interview has not done enough to stem a tide of protests across the country. Devin Skillion joins us from the newsroom with new protests and new plans from the president-elect. Hi, Devin.
Hi there, Kim. President-elect Trump did his first television interview last night. That was on 60 Minutes and touched on a range of controversial topics. He is trying to reassure his critics, telling supporters to stop it when it comes to racist bullying. In spite of that message, though, sporadic anti-Trump protests continue to pop up. Hundreds of high school students in Maryland walked out of class this morning to protest the election. They poured into local streets, tying up some traffic for a while. Quick protest, though. Most of the students returned to class in about an hour. On the Today Show, Trump's new chief of staff, Reince Priebus, says the president-elect is going to win people over.
I think you're going to find that in a few months, as people see the agenda roll out in the first 28 days and the first 100 days, that he's going to be a president for all Americans and he's going to make you proud.
Last night, the president-elect said he would appoint a pro-life justice to the U.S. Supreme Court, and he is open to Roe versus Wade being overturned. However, he seemed to signal that he considers gay marriage a matter that has already been settled by the court. Still plans to secure the border with a wall or a fence in some places, even though over the weekend Newt Gingrich referred to it as a campaign device. He plans to replace Obamacare, but will keep coverage for pre-existing conditions, and he said he also will keep the provision allowing young people to share their parents' coverage until they turn 26 years of age. Mr. Trump clearly has a lot on his plate for his first 100 days. We'll have to see how Congress responds to all of those plans and proposals, and we're about 9 weeks away now from Inauguration Day. Kim, back to you.
Also saying that he won't be taking a lot of vacation days either, or that $400,000 a year salary that the president.
Yep.
Okay.
Another side. Yep.
Devin, we will see you at 5 o'clock. Thank you. First at 4, thousands of Michigan hunters are heading into the woods for an annual tradition, and in many cases, it's a family tradition. Our Paula Tutman has been talking with hunters about what draws them to the great outdoors each fall. Paula, you look so cute.
Well, I thank you very much. I'm making like a tree, Kimberly. You know, I was talking to some of these hunters today because I know a whole lot of hunters who actually go out and they don't even bag a deer. And I think, how's that even possible? There were 5 in my yard this morning. One of them walked up and rang the bell. You know what? I think what was so surprising was the answer I got from really 2 really big guys. And apparently it doesn't matter if they don't bag a deer because they're listening to poetry. The poetry of beer brotherhood and big bucks with big antlers is certainly part of the tradition of firearms deer season, but peek just below the surface of many hunters, male and female, young and old alike, and you will find that bagging a big one is only part of the excitement. For so many, the real draw of the season is simply this. Listen carefully. Did you hear it? Try again. There it is, the sound of Mother Nature. The sights and sounds that Tim says bring him closer to God.
Just being at peace with one. From 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, I don't come down, I'm a stand.
Yes, this is tradition and a way to put meat in the freezer and a time to fellowship with friends. But you can't compete with the sound of nature.
I mean, it's sounds you don't hear in the city. Wind brushing through the trees, you know, the squirrels, the chipmunks, it's just everything. It's just beautiful.
Today, last-minute shopping for Paul III and Paul IV. And what this season means to father and son is a chance to leave the labels of parent and child behind.
It's like another level of connection that a lot of people don't have with their teenager.
How often is a teenager visibly giddy to spend time with their parent? Well, this is one of those times.
It's kind of like Christmas Eve, where you're like, when you're a little kid and you're really excited to go open your presents the next morning. It's just like really like the building up to the excitement.
It is a good time to just kind of relax and talk, you know, almost get the chance to talk just the way buddies would talk, and about what you saw in the woods, and you know, the little things that happen out in the woods where you get all excited and it turns out to be a squirrel or that kind of thing. It's just, I don't know, it's a good time to just be buddies.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Sometimes poetry doesn't come in a book. Sometimes it's right out here in nature. And I think those guys were really talking about that. So, Kimberly, I want you to know that right now, this getup, or this camo, is I'm getting ready for my 6 o'clock story, where we talk about how you can really do the most to bag that deer. And part of it is look like a tree and smell like a lady doe looking for a date. Kimberly.
Cannot wait for your story at 6 o'clock, Paula. We appreciate it very much. So cute. All right, coming up next, using a smartphone to fight cancer. We'll have that and a big settlement from Toyota. More than 1 million drivers could be entitled to repairs worth $15,000. That story next on First at 4. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Kimberly Gill in for Karen Drew. Toyota will pay $3.4 billion to settle a class action lawsuit with truck owners in the United States. The settlement covers 1.5 million pickups and SUVs that didn't have enough rust protection. The models affected include Tacomas made from 2005 to 2010, Sequoias from 05 to 08, and Tundras from 07 to 08. Toyota will inspect the vehicles for 12 years from their initial sales or lease date to determine if owners are eligible for a new frame or a reimbursement. The cost per vehicle could be about $15,000. In good health, could your smartphone someday diagnose skin cancer? Researchers at IBM have developed a computer system that uses artificial intelligence to compare photographs of skin lesions to known skin cancers. In early testing, the system was more effective at identifying skin cancer than 8 dermatologists. Researchers say the system would not replace actual doctors, but could help identify patients who need to see a dermatologist or be used in places where specialists are not available. A new study finds fewer parents report spanking their children. The percentage of moms in middle-income families who say they spank their kids fell from 46% to 21% over the 23-year period studied. Experts aren't sure spanking has really declined that much, suggesting some parents may just be a little less willing to admit that they spank. The study did find the use of timeouts, though, rose from 41% to 81%. Okay, Ben is back right now with another check on the forecast, and no complaints from me about this weather.
No, there's not a whole lot to complain about or really to get excited about. It's just kind of a status quo forecast going forward.
That's not too bad.
But it is going to get warmer. That's the one thing, the one trend that we are noticing going forward. 56 is what we're at right now in Metro. Some of the warmest temperatures have been outside of our Metro zone today. Flint's at 57, or 58 rather. Lapierre's at 57. Sandusky right now at 58 degrees. But all in all, these temperatures not too far away from each other. Some sunshine out there, although you'll see here on the satellite image, there's a healthy amount of cloud cover as well. Tomorrow we'll start out with most of our clouds and then see those thin out a little bit as we head into the second half of the day. But notice what's missing through the entire Great Lakes is any precipitation at all. In fact, we will stay dry likely through the entire work week. We do have a cold front on its way, and you'll see that here on the map, but it is also coming through with no moisture, at least on our end of it. That's all going to stay to the north of us. So it will drop temperatures once we get into the weekend, but not behind this front. We'll still see warmer temperatures starting to move in as we get into Thursday and Friday. In fact, our 2 days are in the 60s as we close out the work week. Our warmest day looks like it will be Friday afternoon. Tonight, though, chilly, 38 degrees. Winds are going to diminish a little bit, 2 to 5 miles an hour, but those high cirrus clouds do start moving in, especially as we get towards morning tomorrow. Here's your 4-zone forecast. This is one of those days where there's just not going to be a whole lot of difference across the area. Generally 57 degrees is what we're going to see in the Metro zone and really throughout most of southeast Michigan tomorrow afternoon. Maybe some slightly higher temperatures out here in Lenawee County, especially Adrian, Tecumseh up to 58. Not a whole lot of difference out in our west zone either. 57, 58 degrees generally, and north of M59 in our north zone, pretty much the same goes. Some slightly cooler temperatures in Sanilac County at Sandusky at 54 and Lexington at 56. But the temperatures generally will start warming up as we head towards the end of the work week. 63 degrees by Friday. We'll start seeing the clouds increase late. The winds will increase, and then that's our one shot of rain in the forecast. It's going to be on Saturday, and that temperature may be coming early. We may be seeing those numbers fall. We'll have to keep our eyes on the timing of the precipitation, but things definitely get cooler as we head into next week. So enjoy it while it lasts, Kim.
Ben, thank you. Coming up, are gift cards the perfect holiday gift? New research says maybe not, but what do you think? We have Facebook feedback. Plus, it looks like retailers are ready to give hoverboards another try. Will consumers do the same, though? We'll be right back. Welcome back. Trending today, first at 4. Hoverboards could be making a comeback this holiday season. They were very popular in 2015 until a series of recalls pulled many models from the market. Fires were the big safety concern caused by the lithium-ion batteries. Well, now electric-powered skateboards could be the next holiday hit. Both Walmart and Target have included hoverboards in their Thanksgiving night doorbuster deals with discounts of more than $100 off. More than $100 off, that makes you wonder how much are they, my goodness.
But it still doesn't keep you from falling over on the darn things.
This is true. This is true. Okay, and what about gift cards this holiday season? A new survey from Bankrate.com questions how popular they are as gifts. The survey found just 27% of Americans prefer receiving gift cards. We decided to get your opinion here in Detroit on our WDIV Facebook page, and 69% of people on our Facebook page say They love gift cards. Only 7% of people say they hate them, while 25% say they don't really care. Now, of course, our Facebook poll is unscientific, but it's still a big difference in opinion. I say it's the thought that counts, right? I mean,
until you see how many are in your glove box that you
haven't
half used. And
exactly. All right, folks, still ahead. You never know when a good deed could pay off in unexpected ways. Some New Jersey bikers get a superstar surprise when they help a stranded fellow biker. We'll have that story when we come back. Finally, first at 4, a group of bikers in New Jersey stopped to help a fellow biker on the side of the road, and guess who it was?
It was none other than the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Apparently his motorcycle had broken down, and the bikers that helped him had no idea who it was till they got up close and got a huge surprise.
Well, they gave him a ride to a restaurant. Springsteen bought everybody drinks and promised them concert tickets later on. Can you imagine? They're going to be telling that story for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool. All right, thanks for joining us, everybody. We're back at 5 with more news and weather.